Hey everybody, this is at Stock Dragon. I just wanted to go over a couple of trades that today using VWAP. Today is November 10th, 2015, and I just wanted to show you these trades because again it just shows the power of VWAP and how to use it to trade around it. And before I get started, I just kind of want to mention if you use social media, I just want to kind of remind you, anytime somebody says, just the one-liners of, oh, this stock is a pump and dump, and or this stock is junk, or whatever, I tend to ignore those, just because one, there's no substance to them, and two, you can actually get a couple of good trades out, even if it is quote-unquote a pump and dump stock. And to kind of illustrate that point, I'm going to show you AVXL. This was yesterday, and let me go ahead and bring over, this is the daily chart. And as you can see, it had 4 big days down, went all the way from basically almost $15 all the way down to 610. This was yesterday. This is the ending candle of yesterday. So going to today, this is post-market from yesterday. You can see after market and before market it is just dumping. So initially you would think that this stock probably has it's not going anywhere. So as you can see here, this is a 5-minute candle chart, and it opens up right around let's see where it opened up, about 458 is where it opened. And as you can see, it tries to get up to the VWAP, goes along, and then just dumps right below the VWAP, bounces down here about 370, and comes back up to the VWAP and bases along the VWAP. But as I mentioned before, if you watch my other video, whenever you see a base along the VWAP, you're looking for it to either break up or break down. And as you can see, it breaks down right here. But as you can see, it is a higher load than it was the previous set here. So kind of just going along here, and I'm going to show you where I actually really decided to look for an entry. Again, hitting along the VWAP, but not quite going across it just yet. Kind of dumps here a little bit. Okay, and right here is where I was actually looking at it. This base right here, even right before this dump, I had set an alert at 420, because I figured if it reached 420 that it was probably just going to, go past this. So we can even take a look and we'll see what time. You can see I have a bunch of alerts here, but let's see. Yeah, 420 triggered, and that was, let's see. There's another one. Oh, this one is the one I'm looking at. 420 triggered at 10:32:59. So we'll go back to that chart. Oops. Go back here. Okay, and as I mentioned before, it is basing along right under the VWAP. My alert was at 420, and as you can see, right at this candle is where it triggered. And it just set it off, and actually put in a market buy here, which I normally don't like to do, but once I saw this candle, I just kind of wanted to get in like right away. So I got in at about 422 was where I got filled, and as you can see, just kind of took off right here, got up to 444, then just kind of flagged for a few minutes, and then just started going up big. And I want to go to this little flag pattern right here. As you can see, it started flagging right across here. I was looking for it to go up a little bit more. I started raising my stop. Once it got to, well, it was actually this candle right here is where I actually started putting in my stop at 480. And as you can see, the next candle I actually got stopped out at 480. But then, some people might, go back in hindsight, say, well, why didn't you stay in it? Because if you watch this long enough, you'll notice that, it had an even bigger run towards the end of the day. Got all the way up to 589, which would have been a good profit, but I mean, going from 422 to 480, I mean, that's about a 60-cent profit. I mean, that's not bad. And the thing is like, you want to book your profits too. Yeah, you could stay in if you feel confident that it's probably going to go back up, but the way I look at it is like, book your profits and be secure in that. And you know, I was all out in this candle here, and I'm happy with that. You know, yeah, I could have stayed. And as another example, here's another spot that you could have got in after that. Of course, after this, I really didn't pay attention to it after I booked my profits. But then again, it just shows the power of, you know, the VWAP. You know, here it is basing above the VWAP again, and then once it breaks that base, it just keeps going higher and higher. So that is AVXL. So I wanted to go to the next one, and I'm sure a lot of people probably heard about this one today, SPHS. Let me switch to the daily here just to kind of show you. You can see this big gap up. Normally, like I said before, if you watch my other video, normally any of these big spikes, big gap ups like this, I would normally ignore, but there are actually several trades you can get into this particular trade this day. So we'll go ahead and start. This was today. Just go ahead and highlight that. Of course, from the gap up, everybody that's up is obviously going to start selling off. So then they start selling off under this VWAP. Then it just kind of goes along. And here is my other strategy. Once it starts basing along underneath the VWAP, what you can do is set your sell target to the VWAP. And right along here, it's 234 and gets up all the way up to 274. That's a 40-cent rise in a $2 stock, $3 stock. So I mean, that's a pretty good profit. And it wasn't just right there either. There's some other spots like right here. There's this base right here. You know, bases along. Then once it starts getting over that base, you know, then again almost hits the VWAP. You know, there's another, you know, 20-30 cent rise right there. And as you can see here, here's another example of it basing right underneath the VWAP. And once it breaks through the VWAP, it, you know, does a pretty good rise here. And as you notice, this looks almost exactly like how AVXL was acting right before its breakout. You know, here it is, you know, basing along here. Once it gets above the VWAP, you know, the break of the VWAP was at 270, about 271, and gets all the way up to about 308. So, you know, that's about a 40 cent rise, you know, just right once it breaks the VWAP plane. So those are some good examples of using VWAP and how I like to use them. So again, I just want to kind of stress, you know, when people tell you that, you know, a stock is a pump and dump, you know, all you have to do is just look at AVXL. We'll just go back there again for today. So yeah, it may seem initially like a pump and dump, but there are plenty of spots where you can actually get in using VWAP as a guideline. So again, you know, just trade what you see. Don't really listen to people on Twitter or social media. Really, the only reason why I like to use Twitter is because a lot of times, you know, there are a lot of good traders out there that will post, you know, really great news or things that you might not have seen before, and those are the people that you really want to follow. You just kind of want to ignore all the Debbie Downers out there. Like I said, just trade what you see, and as you can see in this chart, there are plenty of spots where you can get in and book a profit. So always keep that in mind. So I think that is everything that I have, so thank you and good night.